This article is about American vocalist Jack Jones, not to be confused with the Australian singer and musician, born as Erwin Thomas, who was previously billed as Jack Jones. John Allen Jones, known by his stage name Jack Jones, is an American jazz and pop singer, popular during the 1960s. Jones was primarily a straight pop singer whose ventures in the direction of jazz were mostly of the big band swing variety. Jones won 2 Grammy Awards. He continues to perform concerts around the world and remains popular in Las Vegas. Jones is widely known for his recordings of Wives and Lovers, The Race Is On, Lollipops and Roses, The Impossible Dream, Call Me Irresponsible, Lady, and the Love Boat theme. He is also the voice of Greg Frog in the Cartoon Network miniseries Over the Garden Wall. Musical career. Early years and Capitol Records. John Allen Jones, the son of actors Alan Jones and Irene Hovey, was born in Los Angeles on the night his father recorded his signature song Donkey Serenade, causing him to say that he was practically born in a trunk. The young Jones attended University High School in West Los Angeles and studied drama and singing. His first professional break was with his father, who was performing at the Thunderbird Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. He recorded several demos for songwriter Don Ray, attracting attention from the music industry. In 1959 Jones was signed to Capitol Records and released the album This Love of Mine and a few singles. One track from the album was This Could Be the Start of Something Big. Cap years. While performing at a San Francisco club, he was heard by Pete King, a producer and artist for Cap Records, who quickly signed him to the label. In August 1961 he recorded the ballad Lollipops and Roses, which became a hit in the following year. Jones's biggest pop hit was Wives and Lovers by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. In the Cap years, Jones recorded almost 20 albums, including Shall We Dance, This Was My Love, She Loves Me, Call Me Irresponsible, Eve Got a Lot of Living to Do, Bewitched, Wives and Lovers, Dear Heart, Where Love Has Gone, the Jack Jones Christmas album, My Kind of Town, The Impossible Dream, The In Crowd, Jack Jones Sings, Lady, and Our Song. Young, handsome, and well-groomed, Jack Jones was an anomaly in the 60s, eschewing rock and roll trends and opting for the big band sound, lush romantic ballads, and the Great American Songbook, although sometimes he recorded something more pop, country, or bossa nova-oriented. For example, one of his biggest hits was The Race Is On by country music legend George Jones. Besides the choice of material, Jones worked with such arrangers as Billy May, Nelson Riddle, Marty Page, Shorty Rogers, Jack Elliott, Ralph Carmichael, Bob Florence, Don Costa, and Pete King. RCA Victor and MGM years. Jones moved from Cap to RCA Victor in 1967. His first album for the label was Without Her. The following releases, If You Ever Leave Me, LA Breakdown, and Where Is Love were in roughly the same style of the Cap records, but with a slightly more contemporary vocal styling. After A Jack Jones Christmas, he changed his musical direction and appearance from the smooth club entertainer of the 1960s Las Vegas scene to the long-haired singer of the early 70s. A Time for Us was one of the albums which marked his transition towards a middle-of-the-road sound. Jones started to record more contemporary material, including covers of such well-known songwriters as Randy Newman, Harry Nilsson, Carole King, Paul Williams, Richard Carpenter, Gordon Lightfoot, and Gilbert O'Sullivan. The album Breadwinners was a tribute to Bread, with 8 songs written by David Gates and 2 by Jimmy Griffin and Rob Royer. 2 more of his albums from this period were dedicated to 2 French songwriters, Jack Jones Sings Michel Legrand and Write Me a Love Song, Charlie with songs by Charles Aznavour. The Full Life was produced by Jones and Bruce Johnston of the Beach Boys. On this album, Jones recorded God Only Knows, a Beach Boys classic, and Disney Girls. His last LP for RCA was With One More Look at You, which contains his performance of the Little Feat hit Dixie Chicken. This performance appeared in Golden Throat's 2 More Celebrity Rock Oddities. In 1979, he moved to MGM Records, recording the album Nobody Does It Better, which featured a disco track of The Love Boat. the main theme from the TV series of the same name, and his Grammy winner, Wives and Lovers. His second MGM album, Don't Stop Now, featured duets with Maureen McGovern. Recent work. Since 1980, he has recorded few albums, and now performs in various concert arenas and occasionally appears on the supper club circuit. He released the album Live at the London Palladium in 1995, recorded in London on the Emporio label. Jones received recognition in Japan, where a lot of his old records were released on CD. In 1982 he recorded an album for Applause Records, with covers of songs by the likes of the Beatles, Billy Joel, and the Eagles. Jones released I'm a Singer in 1987 for USA Records, and in 1992 he recorded the Gershwin album for Sony Music, with songs written by George Gershwin and Ira Gershwin. In 1997 came New Jack Swing, with Jones giving a big band treatment to old standards and assorted pop rock songs. Another recent album is Jack Jones Paints, a tribute to Tony Bennett, that was nominated for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Performance and Record of the Year. In March 2008, Jones celebrated his 70th birthday, and a half-century in show business with a concert at the McCallum Theatre. Guests included Patti Austin, Alan Bergman and Marilyn Bergman. In 2010, he recorded an album focusing on the Bergmans' work called Love Makes the Changes. He also released an album featuring new renderings of some of his original hits entitled Love Ballad. In 2015, Jones released Seriously Frank, orchestra arranged and conducted by Patrick Williams, with Dave Grusin on piano. Film, television and theatre. Jones made his movie debut in Jukebox Rhythm, playing Riff Manton, a young singer who is involved romantically with a princess. He sings 3 songs. Jones acted in such minor films as The Comeback, Condominium, and Cruise of the Gods. He also appeared in an episode of the Rat Patrol in the late 60s called The Do-Re-Mi Raid. He had a humorous cameo in the film parody Airplane 2, the sequel. As Robert Hayes' character avoids searchlights while escaping captivity, the beams become a spotlight on Jones, performing a verse from the Love Boat theme. He became a staple on 1960s and 1970s variety shows, performing on The Dinah Shore Chevy Show, The Ed Sullivan Show, The Andy Williams Show, The Dick Cavett Show, The Hollywood Palace, The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, The Jerry Lewis Show, American Bandstand, This Is Tom Jones, The Dean Martin Show, The Judy Garland Show, Playboy After Dark, The Jack Benny Program, The Steve Allen Show, and The Morecambe and Wise Show in Britain. He twice hosted NBC's top-rated rock and roll series Hullabaloo, and was featured in 2 primetime specials, Jack Jones on the Move and The Jack Jones Special. Jones provided the famous opening theme for the television series The Love Boat from 1977 through 1985, and also made several guest appearances on the show, including one with his father Alan. Prior to that, he also provided the vocals to the theme song of Funny Face, The Kind of Girl She Is. When the show returned as The Sandy Duncan Show, he was replaced by a chorus of unknown men and women. He also guest-starred in the 1960s series The Rat Patrol, Policewoman, Macmillan and Wife, The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries, Match Game, and Night Court. The singer promoted the Chrysler New Yorker in the mid-1970s with the It's the Talk of the Town ad campaign. In 1990, Jones recorded 3 Coins in the Fountain, which was used in the film Coins in the Fountain that same year. He also appeared in the Chris Elliott Fox television show Get a Life. In the episode, Chris' parents wanted to see Jack Jones perform, but the tickets were in his pocket, under £1,000s of stuff as Chris was trying to set a world record for piling on. In these last 2 decades, Jones has been active in the musical theatre, acting in Guys and Dolls, South Pacific and others. He went to national tour performing Don Quixote in Man of La Mancha and was acclaimed by the critics. He performed a song in an episode of Phineas and Ferb. In 2013, he appeared as himself/nightclub singer in the film American Hustle, directed by David O. Russell. OE American Hustle spawned the single OE I Got Your Number In 2014, he provided the voice of Jason Funderburker the Frog and sang several of the songs, including the theme song for the Cartoon Network miniseries, Over the Garden Wall. Honors: in 2003, a Golden Palm Star on the Palm Springs, California, Walk of Stars was dedicated to Jones. Personal life: Jones has been married 6 times. In the second half of the 60s, Jones had a well-publicized relationship with actress Jill St. John and the two were briefly married. In the early 70s, Jones married Gretchen Roberts. Subsequently, he was linked romantically to British actress Susan George. From 1976 to 1982, he was married to Kathy Simmons. From 1982 to 2005, he was married to British-born Kim Ely and they had a daughter, Nicole. The singer has another daughter, Crystal Thomas, from a former marriage to Lee Fuller. Jones now lives with wife Eleanor in Indian Wells, in Riverside County, California. Discography == Albums == References. External links: Jack Jones official website, Jack Jones endorsed website, interview with Jones, Jack Jones at the Internet Movie Database.